Complaining is a good thing. Hear me out. I know it sounds crazy. We don't like to hear people complain. We want people to do things instead of complaining. But hear what I got to say. Complaining is the cornerstone of how things get done. When you have an issue at a store or at a job, what do? You file a complaint. When we get into talking about fantasy and things of that nature, we don't want people to complain, especially when it has to do anything with race. People do not want to hear that. And I'm going to tell you why I'm saying this. So the X-Men just released a cover that hasn't come out yet, and it has pretty much the end of Krakoa, the end of an age, and it's got all these characters on there. They didn't have but one black character on there, right? And that was Storm. So during this Krakoan age, there were a lot of black characters that could have been mentioned, or like Bishop, like Sunspot, like Sync, who was right now the leader of the X-Men. This is an X-Men cover. He's not on there. So people had their complaints online. It reached to the artist, Pepe Larraz. Now, I like Pepe Larraz's stuff, but it was what he said in his responses to let me know that he didn't give a damn, right? But it made him think, right? It made him stop in his tracks, because what he responded was rude as hell. But people were in the comments going back and forth. Some fans, black people are always complaining, but how do people know what's going wrong with stuff if we don't complain? How do things get done if you don't make a statement to complain? Complaining is the movement, but complaints are stated and rooted in a fact. You know, it's not an opinion. A complaint is, this is happening to me, or this is happening to us, or this is what's going on, and this needs to be better. Now, complaining to the artists of X-Men may not move the needle, but at the very least, you'll get things later on that kind of trickle down from that. For instance, there was somebody in the comments saying, hey, why don't you support, black artists and black creators and black comic books, which is a good thing. It's one of the main reasons we started Spectorals, right? Spectorals started from us complaining about one of our favorite animes, one of the characters turned into a goddamn moth, or one of our favorite artists drawing characters with mammy lips. It started with us being upset and tired of being complaining and being like, all right, we're going to do something about it. So it started us with writing first. And then it started with, okay, well, we're writing, but we don't have a platform to put this on. And who's going to give a damn about it? Are we just going to be out there in the midst with everybody else who puts out, indie projects? And where do these indie projects go? Can we put them? So we created this off of this. But again, it all started from a complaint. Somebody has to complain. You can call it whatever you want to call it. You can call it a movement, you can call it whatever it is. And again, I know it irritates some people, but that's not the people we're trying to move anyway, right? We're trying to get to the people that'll do things, right? So if Marvel sees this, maybe next time they have a better cover. Maybe we'll get more characters. This is why we ended up getting Black Panther and things of that nature, because people think that we can't move the needle. But when you see people complaining, you start to see, okay, there's a demand for this. A complaint is nothing but a demand. Right? This is not being accomplished. This is not being done. Somebody did something wrong for me, and this is my demand, or this is what we would like. Right? So you have to get the demand to supply it. So hopefully Marvel will hear it, but guess who did hear it? We heard it, and hopefully in the future we're gonna build up something that people can hear. So in the end, you have to understand, man, that complaining is necessary. People need to complain. And if you don't like what they're complaining about, move out of the way and out of the discussion. You're not the person that they're talking to. They're talking to somebody out there who is going to move the needle like us, like big corporations, like the government. If you don't like the complaint, you're not in total opposition of it, shut the f*** and please move. And realize that complaints are necessary.